Well, Pun, I thought you were dead, bro. Yeah, this is one of those, like, pre-recorded things. I love you 3000 or whatever, you know? Yeah. It's been about 6 months since my last video. And it's because I've been focusing on full-time streaming over on Mixer. But, good news, the videos will be officially returning now to save you from that garbage people call content nowadays. Streams are daily too, so if you have missed the pornography, the links are down in the description. We play a lot of Apex, so if that's your thing, make like a Pathfinder and, you know, swing on in and let's have some fun sometime. But we have a new Apex Legends event coming through for the next 2 weeks, and it doesn't cost $200, and Gibraltar is the best character to play for it, so it's already going in the right direction. Prepare your holes for a review and some really solid tips to increase your chances of winning in this video. So this limited time mode is called Armed and Dangerous and is a shotgun and sniper only game type. It's exactly how it sounds. All the game's shotgun and sniper class weapons and their respective attachments are in this event exclusively. That means no wingmen, no havoc, none of that stuff, just the big Kraken weapons. That also includes the Kraber and Mastiff, which can be looted on map, not just from the care packages that come in randomly from the sky, and they're far more common too. On that topic, they have changed the loot values for this event so that map spawns are about halved. That means guns you would normally find on the ground are far less common, and the ammo stacks are also reduced too. So you can't carry large loads per each stack, so ammo's a little bit harder to come by at times. The other major change is a whopper too. It is that only white helmets and armor can be found, and that means no purple armor for you. Everybody has about the same odds of running this, but they do come along rarely. It is not a common thing to run into them, and I feel like it's even more rare to find shield cells and batteries to replenish them if you are damaged, and that definitely does change the dynamic and the flow of the game up pretty severely. It took me about 2 hours until I saw my very first shield cell or battery. I saw a couple Phoenix kits before I ever saw a blue resource. Lucky for you, I'm here to help make this a little easier for you. Tip number 1, loot the containers, not the locations. So instead of dropping market, for example, drop by the revive station right next to it, pull those 3 little capsules, and you'll be ready to roll while the rest of the guys drop in the standard locations. Boom. You got the edge now. Those are not affected by the 50%, actually I think it's 55% reduction in loot. So you can hit those things and honestly get a lot of loot. Better than you would by just going into any standard place like Market or Gauntlet or something like that. Those little capsules are really where you find the best loot to get you started, especially on drop. Another cool twist to it is, more importantly, that in high-tier loot areas, those airdrops, aka containers, often have gold variant weapons in them. I looted airbase by myself on rotation one time, and out of those containers there, which is what, about 12 of them or so, on the platforms, 4 of them had fully decked out guns, peacekeepers and longbows with all the attachments for you and your squad. Tip 3 is a good one too. Kill the flyers. I know, PETA, don't get salty. It was a pain in the ass to find good attachments, especially sniper scopes. I could go games without seeing a 6x or 4x. And, you know, killing those often rewarded me with purple extended mags and stuff like that in sniper scopes. So definitely take the opportunity to shoot those down if you're limited in the attachment category. The one thing I appreciated most with this event was the fact that characters that are not normally high up in the meta were more viable than usual. Surprisingly, the best legend to play during this event is Gibraltar by far. With the rare armor pickups, his arm shield is a massive perk, especially in a heads-up sniper fight where everybody's basically moving slow, aim down sight, and you guys just kind of peg at each other. And fortunately, he does eat 2 longbow shots with an arm or an entire Kraber shot, and that's honestly, you can't put a value on that in this game type. Another major advantage for him is that he is sturdy. He takes less damage than the smaller hitbox characters in the game, and if I recall correctly, he can survive a straight up longbow headshot to the head. Surprise, that's how that works. And all the small characters can't. I think Caustic's the only one that can survive that kind of thing, that is built tough like that. And that means he also takes 3 body shots to knock if he's at full health too. And this is without armor, mind you, where everyone else can get 1 shot to the head or 2 shots to the body. It takes 2 to the head or 3 to the body for Big Thick Daddy here. Okay, that's huge when armor is a very rare thing and healing is a hard to come by resource. Then you also couple the fact in that everybody's naturally a little bit weaker because you can't have higher tier armor and stuff. His ultimate's going to be a little bit more impactful because that thing chunks, and if people can't have up to 200 health, that's pretty massive. And then, of course, you know, his dome shield. You got snipers if you're crossing an area, you need to. that can really save you. So he is by far the most valuable character in this event right now. Second and third place, I think, respectively fall to Watson and Lifeline. As I said, resources can be spread thin, so having the ability to regen your shield from Watson probably makes her the second most valuable character in this game. Again, deflecting the grenades too, that could be pretty huge in a sweaty conflict or late game advantage. And then, of course, Lifeline. Again, health comes a little bit more common than you would expect, but it definitely makes her probably the third most valuable. Other characters have little advantages, like Pathfinder naturally wearing a sniper, exclusive game types, getting him high up and elevated for endgame is good. Octane for that same reason, and also Octane has that passive heal too. Again, with limited resources, it makes him a little bit more valuable than usual, so I like that more characters are optional now. And also, a friendly little reminder, if you've enjoyed this video so far, remember to hit that like button and subscribe, and don't forget to tick that bell as well, as it's the only way to get videos in your sub box for sure now. And that's basically the breakdown of the event and the advice that I have for you and tips laid down. So, as for the execution of the event itself, it felt like a botched fusion experiment. You reduce the armor and resources that a player can have, but then also give them one-shot kill guns, and it gave us what felt like a hardcore mode of Apex Legends, but doesn't quite bring me to nut. It's chaos! It can be fun, but it can also be extremely frustrating as dying becomes a hobby in this experience. The Kraber and Mastiff are ridiculous too, because they can one-shot you, even through the white armor. And honestly, a person with a good shot can wipe multiple squads with just one Kraber. It's absolutely mental. And that is my concern, though. In some ways, it takes me back to the old days when I used to play Unreal Tournament, and we played Instagib, where it was about quick draw and one-taps, but not every gunfight is about shooting somebody once, and loot really matters in this, so I would have loved to just have a true one-shot kill experience, and instead of having, 80% of them able to tap you once, and then, here and there something else. I don't know. That's just maybe a little personal gripe that I have with the event itself. Rolling in a tight squad actually seems to be even more necessary now, as you can get popped by snipers in the open or anything like that, and naturally, if you're in white armor, a couple of dudes looking at you at once in a squad, and they time those shots up, you're just going to get erased as if you got Krabered yourself. So, the overall behavior is a little bit more passive, a little sticking to the outskirts, less running out in the open, obviously, to extend your life. But I really enjoyed the middle and end game because, again, because of that behavior change, I feel like a little bit more enjoyable because you got a lot of long-range fights. You don't always have that respectable fight. So many people push and have R3s and, a bit more comfortable weapons that are good at both close and medium range, and you don't have that in this, so I like having actual sniper fights, and I don't know. I think it's cool. It's refreshing. But, ultimately, this game has borne some cool ideas for future events. I would be absolutely excited for a Kraber-only event. I know it sounds silly, but I think it would be fun. Again, it would basically be an Instagib-only thing, just Krabers everywhere. I think it would be fun. No armor, you just know it's gonna go down. It'd be dope. And then, also, I would have wanted to see what this would have been like under the normal loot circumstances. Purple armor, the mag capacities being back to where they were. Everything was as it is in the standard regular style of play, but just have this loot in the system. So, still again, pull the wingman and everything and just leave, shotguns and Krabers and everything like that. And I'm really curious why they chose to take this route. I'm guessing just to mix it up so it's not your standard experience, but I have no clue. So that is just one of the curiosities that I have. But that's all the material I've got for now, guys. So feel free to continue to watch the video till its completion, or you could come swing by the stream and hang out while I whiff shots and eat tots. See you guys soon.
Heads up. Only 2 other squads left.
Enemy over there.
Making contact with the enemy. Enemy spotted.
Reloading.
3. Beginning ring countdown.
Tossing a grenade.
Downed 1.
Throwing a grenade. Throwing an arc star.
Rain down some destruction.
Shut down.
Signaling an airstrike.
Just giving my shields a recharge. 30 seconds. Just a scrape. 1 second. Let's explore this way. Syringe here. I'm in trouble.
10 seconds, right next door. Easy.